Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim Burke, and I'm proud to be the Dean of the Collins School. At this time, I would like to introduce Joel Wilson, who will sing the national anthem. Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. Welcome to this Collins School of Hospitality Management's 2002 commencement. It's certainly a wonderful day to celebrate our students attaining their goal of graduating from the Collins School. On behalf of the school's faculty, staff, students, and Board of Advisors, I offer congratulations to our graduates and a special welcome to the families and friends who join us today. Graduates, many people have worked hard in order for you to successfully reach commencement day. The faculty who have helped you develop an enthusiasm for learning, as well as the skills to perform as professionals in our industry. The staff who have provided ongoing support while you were at the Collins School, and the members of our Board of Advisors who contributed so substantially to your scholarships and to our new buildings. They've all given their time and energy to make the Collins School the best that it can be. Please join me in thanking our faculty, staff, Board of Advisors. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party. I ask that each of you stand as I say your name. Audience, please hold your applause until they've all been introduced. Starting with the first row, Dr. Bob H. Suzuki, President of the California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. Ms. Irini Thomas, student member of the Board of Trustees of the California State University. Mr. Robert L. Spivak, President and CEO, Grill Concepts. Dr. Jane Ohlenberger, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Ms. Lucille Schlickman, Outstanding Scholar. Mr. Seth D. Larson, President of our Student Government, the Hospitality Management Council, and the Senior Class Representative. Dr. Tomas Morales, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Esteban Soriano, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. Gerald Chesser, Associate Dean of the Collins School of Hospitality Management. Ms. Patricia Ferris, Vice President for Administrative Affairs. Dr. Michael Berman, Vice President for Instructional and Information Technology. Dr. Ardell Nelson, Collins School Faculty and Academic Senate Representative. Thank you all very much. Now I'd like to introduce a number of special guests who are with us today. As I say your name, I ask that each person stand. Mrs. Agnes Suzuki, President's wife. Mrs. Leslie Spivak, our commencement speaker's wife. Anthony Falls, member of the school's Board of Advisors and Director of International Operations and Training for Coco's Carol's Restaurants. Ron Banasek, General Manager of the Baha'i Corinthian Yacht Club and past President of the Collins School Alumni Association. Art Barajas, Club Manager of South Hills Country Club and President of the school's Alumni Association. Welcome. Now it's my pleasure to call on President Suzuki for his welcome and introductory remarks. President Suzuki.
Thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure for me to join Dean Burke in welcoming all of you, our graduates, and your parents, families, and friends on this very happy occasion. My sincere congratulations to all of our graduates, as well as those who supported you in reaching this most significant milestone in your lives. I want to wish all of you the very best as you leave this university. I am sure that your future accomplishments will further enhance the excellent reputation Cal Poly Pomona enjoys, not only in our immediate region, but increasingly throughout the state and the nation. In the various rankings issued every year, Cal Poly Pomona has consistently been ranked among the top Western University public universities. A number of our programs have been ranked among the top 10 in the country, including this one. Cal Poly Pomona is the only campus in the California State University system to have a faculty member or administrator win the coveted Systems Wong Family Excellence Award 4 years in a row since its inception in 1999. Our growing reputation is due to the extraordinary achievements of our faculty, staff, students, and alumni. You have received a rigorous education here from our outstanding faculty who are deeply committed to excellence in teaching and learning, the primary mission of Cal Poly Pomona. Our faculty excel in teaching you not only theory, but how to translate theory into practice, our well-known educational philosophy of learn by doing. We also have great academic support staff who have assisted you in countless ways to have a successful academic and social experience here at Cal Poly Pomona. As a result, I'm confident you'll find you have a competitive edge whether you pursue a career in the workplace or go on to professional or graduate school. However, you are graduating as the state and nation are struggling to recover from the recession, the energy crisis, and the after effects of the terrorist attacks of September 11th. The job market is very tight, and some of you may be having difficulty finding the job you want. You are also facing greater challenges than previous generations. The world is changing much faster, especially through the impact of technology and the globalization of the economy. In light of these changes, I would suggest that you view your education at Cal Poly Pomona as the basic foundation on which you will need to build for the rest of your life. Job requirements are constantly changing, and lifelong learning has become a reality for anyone wishing to succeed in their careers. Therefore, you should not view your career choices as being limited by the major in which you received your degree. You may be surprised at the number of different careers you have the option of pursuing. For example, I have seen engineers become teachers, business majors become political leaders, philosophy majors become business leaders, English majors become marketing experts, music majors becoming software engineers, and the list goes on and on. Very few of you will stay with one company for your entire career. Indeed, you will probably change jobs and companies several times, or maybe even go into business yourself. With the rapid changes taking place in society, I believe such career changes are going to become much more common in the future. I would encourage you to keep your minds open to these possibilities and be prepared to consider a wide range of career options and opportunities. Let me conclude by saying I hope that in addition to pursuing your careers, you will also contribute to the betterment of our society. While we are seeing dazzling advances in technology, we also face daunting social problems. Substandard schools, the growing gap between the rich and the poor, interracial conflicts, increasing crime and violence, the degradation of the environment, and the breakdown in moral and ethical values, especially in the business world, are just a few of these problems. We have tried to prepare you not only for your professional careers, but also to become leaders of integrity who can contribute to the solution of these problems. We are desperately in need of such leadership. So I hope that as you pursue your careers, you will also become involved in your communities and in other activities to help solve some of these pressing societal problems. There is so much all of you can do. You are the hope of the future. I am confident that all of you who are graduating today are well prepared for your future careers and will enjoy great success in the years ahead. I am sure you recognize the significant support you have received from our many outstanding faculty and staff. They, along with your families, have helped you succeed here. As alumni, we hope you will come back to Cal Poly Pomona to act as mentors to our students, serve on advisory groups, speak to student organizations, and give back to the university in many other ways in return for the support you have received while you were students here, and help future generations of our students who follow in your footsteps to also succeed. We have been blessed with your presence at this university, and we hope you will return home to this campus many times in the future. Good luck and best wishes to you as all of you pursue your hopes and dreams in the years ahead. Thanks, and again, congratulations.
Thank you, President Suzuki. Now I'd like to introduce Ms. Irini Thomas, the student member of the California State University Board of Trustees. We're very pleased and proud that Ms. Thomas is a Cal Poly Pomona student who was appointed by Governor Davis this year to represent all CSU students on the Board of Trustees. Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Dean Burke. It is my pleasure to be here and to bring greetings to all of you from the California State University Board of Trustees. On their behalf, I extend congratulations to all of the graduates in the Collins School of Hospitality Management, class of 2002. So go out there and show them what CSU students can do. Best wishes to all of you.
Thank you, Trustee Thomas. Now I'd like to introduce the senior class representative and president of the Hospitality Management Council, Seth Larson, who will present the senior class gift to President Suzuki. Don't screw up.
President Suzuki, Dean Burke, members of the stage party, distinguished guests, and fellow members of the class of 2002. It is a tradition at Cal Poly Pomona that the members of the graduating class leave a gift of lasting value to the campus to make it a better place for future students. This year, we continue that tradition. In the very near future, construction will begin on a Japanese garden, which will be located at the heart of our very busy campus next to the CLA building. It will provide a place of calm, rest, and reflection. The traditional Japanese garden incorporates a small pond and stream. Essential to the garden are the two bridges that cross the stream. President Suzuki, I am pleased to present to you, on behalf of the class of 2002, our gift, which is the purchase and installation of the two bridges. We are proud to be a part of this garden.
Thank you very much, Seth. I am pleased to accept this gift on behalf of the university. I think it's a wonderful gift that future generations of our students, I'm sure, will enjoy very much. So once again, class of 2002, thank you very much.
I'm proud to announce that the 2002 Outstanding Scholar from the Collins School of Hospitality Management is Lucia Schlickman, who completed her degree in Hotel and Restaurant Management with a grade point average of 3.91 out of 4. For the past year, Lucia has been the president of our chapter of Eta Sigma Delta, the National Hospitality Student Honor Society, and recently she accepted a management position with Red Lobster. Lucia, come and join me. The certificate reads, Class of 2002, Outstanding Scholar, Lucia Schlickman, June 14th, 2002. Go.
Good afternoon, Trustee Thomas, President Suzuki, Dean Burke, members of the Collins School Board of Advisors, faculty, staff, all of the graduates, and our family and friends. It is an honor for me to be here with you today. It has been a long road, and I can only try to tell you how much this means to me. As a young girl, I learned that hard work and perseverance would help me achieve my goals, realistic goals, of course. 10 years ago, I came from Brazil to the United States not speaking a word of English. I then set the goal of obtaining a bachelor's degree. I thought about the foundation and what tools I needed to achieve these goals, and so I looked for an opportunity to go to college. It was through the support and mentoring of a friend, Terry Francis, that I decided to pursue a hospitality management degree. For me, coming to Cal Poly Pomona's Collins School was like a dream come true. I had worked so hard for almost 30 years, sacrificing and working to get an education. The opportunity seemed almost unreal. And now, not only I got here, I stand before you as a graduate. I didn't do it alone. I had friends to support me like Sean Clarity, who would come to my house at 6 o'clock in the morning to correct my English and my papers. A support system is important. We rely on so many people. On behalf of the class of 2002, I want to thank the parents, friends, family members, and strangers who supported us and got us all here today. Strangers, you would ask. Yes, many members of the hospitality industry provided scholarships, and they didn't even know us. But without their help, it would have been so much harder for us to be here today. So to all of you, we thank you. We have all had so many people impact us here at the Collins School. Who could forget those stressful accounting classes with John? It was Don St. Hilaire who guided me through my first quarters. Thank you for teaching me what hospitality is all about. Don taught many of us to fly when we didn't even know we had wings. And Dr. Nelson, she inspired me to be a leader. She also taught so many of us what networking could do for our careers. Over these past few years at Cal Poly Pomona, we have learned so much. But most of all, we learn to appreciate our differences. The many cultures on our campus have enriched our experiences, both educationally and personally. We became more than peers. We became friends and family. I know that many of these friendships will be lifelong. Because of this, I think it's important to stay involved. After graduation, and join the Alumni Association. No, this is not a commercial. I know that I look forward to return as a professor for a day. Remember those alumni who visited us and shared their professional wisdom? For those of us in Professor Palmer's law class, Art Barajas took the time to share his first-hand experience with the challenges of a lawsuit. We learned a couple of things to avoid in our professional lives. Thanks, Art. In closing, if there is anything I would like you to remember and take with you today is always believe in yourself and never, ever compare yourself with everybody else, because you are an individual, therefore unique, and you have something to offer to all of us that nobody else has, only you and you. You can do anything you set out to accomplish as long as you believe in yourself. Oh, by the way, and remember, failure is not an option. You never fail as long as you do your best. Even if everybody else thought you did. You didn't. Well, look out, world. Here comes the class of 2002. Thank you.
Thank you, Lacer, for those inspiring words. You know, one of the hallmarks of Cal Poly Pomona is that it gives opportunities to many students like Lacer, and they do very, very well. At this time, I'm pleased to have the privilege of presenting the second Julian A. McPhee Honor Award for Student Excellence. Julian McPhee was the founding president of Cal Poly Pomona and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. He provided more than 35 years of dedicated service to the citizens of California. Because of his visionary leadership and astute negotiating skills, Californians can point with pride to two of the nation's finest universities founded on the educational principle of learn by doing. This special award was thoughtfully funded by an anonymous donor who was a colleague of Julian McPhee, and honors a current graduating senior who exhibits excellence in his or her academic endeavors. The honoree from the Collins School of Hospitality Management is Lucille Schlickman. Dean Burke, please join me in honoring Ms. Schlickman, the recipient of the Julian A. McPhee Honor Award for Student Excellence. And let me present you with this certificate and also this award. Congratulations. Photographer.
Congratulations, Lucille. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Bob Spivak, Chairman of the Board of Advisors of the Collins School of Hospitality Management and the President and Chief Executive Officer of Grill Concepts, which is a company formed in 1988 and which became publicly held in 1995. Grill Concepts Incorporated operates 15 daily grill restaurants throughout Southern and Northern California, Washington, D.C., and Chicago. When my wife and I lived in Washington before we ever knew about the Collins School and Cal Poly Pomona, the Daily Grill is one of our favorite restaurants. In addition, there are 4 The Grill on the Alley restaurants in Beverly Hills, San Jose, Chicago, and Hollywood. Mr. Spivak, a 40-year veteran of the restaurant and food industry, began his career working in the family-owned chain of Smokey Joe's barbecue restaurants. Then he managed several of the family's operations, including the landmark Redwood House in the Los Angeles Civic Center. Bob left the family business to manage the food operations at Fedco discount department stores, where he helped develop the much-copied Soup and Such restaurant chain. In the early 1980s, he and his partners opened the highly successful Beverly Hills restaurant, The Grill on the Alley, a traditional American grill with the bywords, "Quality without compromise." The Grill was inducted into the Fine Dining Hall of Fame by Nation's Restaurant News in 1995. Mr. Spivak is a Director Emeritus for the California Restaurant Association, and in September of 2000, Bob received the Spirit of Life Award from the City of Hope. This is the most prestigious award given by the City of Hope. Bob and his wife Leslie live in Brentwood, California. They have 4 children, Todd, Dana, Jason, and Alyssa, and 2 grandchildren, Sydney and Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Spivak.
Dr. Burke just gave my whole address here, so I may just sit down. It is truly an honor for me to address you, the 2002 graduates from the Collins School of Hospitality Management at California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. You will never know what a thrill it is for me to be here to talk to you today. I've always considered college graduation to be the greatest of achievements for young adults. As a child and a young adult, I had learning disabilities and was never able to go to college. So for these reasons, I am truly in awe of each and every one of you. Now that you have a degree in hospitality management, you have the opportunity to enter an industry which is totally colorblind. I don't know of any other industry where it matters less where you were born, the color of your skin, the religion you and your family practice, or what language you speak. What does matter? Are you a people person? Do you like serving people? Do you want to have the kind of career that's part of your life? This is not a 9-to-5 job. Do you have the attitude that whatever happens, it's all in a day's work? Are you willing to work until the job is done? And are you willing to work while others play? What is so wonderful about the hospitality business is, well, you get a product in the morning, and by lunch, you know if that product's going to sell or not. Sometimes it takes 6 months to a year to bring a product to market for a traditional manufacturer. You get to meet all your customers on a daily basis. And every day is like giving a party and having all your friends tell you how wonderful everything was. What does it take to succeed in the hospitality industry? Well, first of all, I'm sure your teachers have told you this, it's a lot of hard work. The appreciation of working with a team. You can't do it alone. You need great motivational skills. Somebody has to lead that team. You need to understand the financial and operational side of your business as well as the culinary end. You need to be tenacious. It doesn't always go the way you want it to go. You must have a keen attention to detail and, most of all, a great sense of pride in oneself. What makes the restaurant business such a challenging business? Well, we all know that it's a service business. But in addition, we're manufacturers. We make our own products every day. We don't have any tools or dyes to use in the preparation of those products. We're working with a perishable product, and if that's not tough enough, we have to serve hot food hot and cold food cold. People always ask me how I got into the restaurant business. Well, I was born into it. One of my father's restaurants was in walking distance to where I grew up. And from the time I was about 8 years old, I would walk over to that restaurant after school, fold napkins, and peel carrots. What I really wanted to do was be the dishwasher. Seemed like a very adult job and one that I aspired to be. Well, my father was a little nervous about having his little boy work around all this big equipment. So he drew a line on the wall in the kitchen. He said when I grew to be that height, I could wash dishes. So I'm probably the only person you know that aspired to be a dishwasher. When I turned 16, I bought myself a 1952 Oldsmobile. And my job was to drive to the commissary and pick up the barbecued beans each day and deliver them to the restaurant. Well, one day when I got to the commissary, they had run out of the 1-gallon jars that they normally pack the beans in, and all they had was a 3-gallon tin milk can. So they filled the milk can with beans. It had a very wide mouth. They wired it shut, turned it on its side, put it in the trunk of the Oldsmobile, and off I went. And when I got to my first stop, I opened the trunk, and yes, you guessed it, the lid had come off, and the trunk was full of barbecued beans. I looked around at this mess, saw nobody was watching, and I did what any other 16-year-old would do. I started scooping those beans back into the can. Right on. Just about that time, this woman walked by. She looked in the trunk at this mess, and she said, "I always wondered how you delivered those beans." To this day, I honestly think that she thought that I drove up and they filled my trunk with beans and I filled the can at each stop. Well, after I graduated from high school, I worked as a breakfast cook for 2 years. I was a chef for 3, and I started my management career at 25 years old. At 32, I left the family business and started a restaurant called Soup and Such. Soup and Such was a soup, salad, sandwich buffet restaurant, much like the soup plantation today. Somebody once said, you can learn more from your failures than you can from your successes. Well, let me tell you, I learned a lot at Soup and Such, and we closed the doors 3 years later. Well, with that failure under my belt, I decided it was time to get out of the hospitality business. And in the next 3 years, I had 3 different jobs. And what I really learned was that I was meant to be in the restaurant business. At this particular time in my life, I was getting divorced. I was living at my father's because I didn't have enough money to keep my family going and have my own apartment. In February 1982, I had lunch with 2 men who are now my partners to discuss the possibility of me opening my dream restaurant. We talked about what the industry was like in Los Angeles. There was a lot of pretense in the restaurant business in the 80s. There was a restaurant in West Hollywood named Mom Maison, which is where Wolfgang Puck was the chef at the time. This restaurant was so pretentious they had an unlisted phone number. You couldn't call there even if you wanted to. And there was a restaurant in Santa Monica, which is credited with being the father of California cuisine, who made an art form out of how small and pretty the portions could be and how large the prices were. And you didn't dare ask to have anything modified at that restaurant. You might be wearing it had you tried. So I described to my partners the kind of restaurant that I would like to open. A very traditional American grill, straightforward food, honest New York bar, very non-pretentious, where the answer was yes, what is the question, and the guest is always right. They liked the sound of it, and we shook hands on a deal. I would go out, find a location, develop the concept, put the operations together, and open the restaurant. They would raise the capital for me, and help me work on the concept. So after shaking hands on what became the deal of my life, I got up from this restaurant and I walked through the dining room. And as I was walking through the dining room, this blonde woman stopped me. And she said, excuse me, but aren't you Bobby Spivak? And I looked at her, realized we had gone to junior high school together, hadn't seen each other in over 22 years. So we sat down and talked for a while, and the rest is history. As a matter of fact, I would like to introduce you to that blonde woman today, my wife, Leslie. January 31st, 1984, we opened my dream restaurant, The Grill. I think we did really good work. We had a great concept, but there was a lot of luck involved as well. One of the lucky things was that we were in walking distance to William Morris, which was the largest talent agency in the world. The restaurant started to be known as the William Morris Commissary. The agents would bring in their clients, and then the celebrities started coming in. I was not totally equipped to deal with these high-visibility people. As a matter of fact, I'm the guy that called Tom Cruise Mr. Hanks when he walked through the door. After the grill was open for about 4 years, I received the greatest honor of my business life. The restaurant was inducted into the nation's Restaurant News Fine Dining Hall of Fame. With the success of the grill, we decided to open a second restaurant, which we called the Daily Grill. Downscaled version of the grill, still traditional American grill in the middle market price range. A very popularly priced American restaurant. Some of the scales of economy was a lot less expensive to build. We don't take reservations. We don't serve prime meats. And we have paper covering the tablecloths. There are currently 11 restaurants in Southern California, 3 in Washington, D.C., 2 in Northern California, 2 in Chicago, and 1 in San Jose. The 20th will open in Houston, July 10th. I'm often asked, what am I most proud of, what I've been able to do? Well, it's clearly the 1,700 people who work for the company, who, along with their families, rely on what Leslie and I started almost 20 years ago. There are 15 people who worked at the grill the day it was open who are still with the company. So in closing, I'm not particularly good at giving advice. I really believe that we all need to do things our own way, making our own decisions, both good and bad, and learning by our mistakes. But you can't deliver a commencement address without giving a little advice. So here I go. All through your business life, always put people first. If you're going to err on the side of the guest, and err on the side of being compassionate with your staff. A lot of times there are some very hard decisions that need to be made that you just don't want to make. Well, make those tough decisions. They will always be best for your business and ultimately best for your guests and best for your staff. And finally, give of yourself. It always, always comes back tenfold. If I hadn't volunteered to serve on the Collins School Board of Advisors, I would not have the honor of standing here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. It's been a real privilege working with you as the chairman of our board. Thanks for getting the board involved in activities and programs and for all the great learning opportunities that have been presented to our students. Thank you very much. And we have the gift for you.
Yep.
Don't run away. We have a giant basket of goodies, which includes golf balls, Collins School mug, sweatshirt, bottle of Syrah, and the famous Collins School antenna puck so you can fire your car.
Thank you.
Put that down. I got nothing to say. I'd also like to present Bob with the commemorative plate from the restaurant at Kellogg Ranch, which we traditionally present to commencement speakers. It says, Collins School of Hospitality Management, commencement speaker, Mr. Robert L. Spivak, June 14th, 2002. Bob. Thank you. Get a picture of this guy. Stand up to the side. You gotta hold it.
Thank you all.
I would now like to call on Vice President Jane Ohlenberger to present the candidates for the baccalaureate degree. Dr. Ohlenberger.
Thank you, Dean Burke. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management please rise? President Suzuki, I present to you the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Collins School of Hospitality Management. These candidates have completed the requirements for the baccalaureate degree as prescribed by the State of California and the trustees of the California State University, and they have been recommended by the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona.
Are you all ready? Good, I was wondering. Candidates for the baccalaureate degree, you have heard the recommendation of the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. By the authority vested in me as president, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management with all the rights, honors, and opportunities appertaining thereto. Congratulations. In academic tradition, the student who has not yet earned a degree wears a tassel on the mortarboard on the right side. When the degree is conferred, the scholar moves the tassel to the left and joins the select company. In recognition of your new status, will all recipients of the baccalaureate degree move the tassel to the left? Congratulations.
Congratulations to the class of 2002 for achieving your goal of earning a degree from Cal Poly Pomona. This is a day that you will always remember. And now you get to sit down. At this time, I would like to recognize the faculty and staff of the Collins School. Will you all please rise to be recognized? Now, will the faculty please move to the base of the stage to greet our 2002 graduates?
Miriam Abershomi. Jamie Agoria. Lucier Schlickman, summa cum laude. Seth Daniel Larson. Kenneth I. On. Robert Valera Amparo. Nadine Anjali. Kristen Lee Archibald. Christopher Aram Bockenberg. David Brent Barish. Donna Tanzioko Wenefe. Algier A. Castro, Jr. Jason Yang Chang. Sandia S. Chang. Sutom Chansanang Puyana. Barbara M. Cheris, magna cum laude. Ellen Chen. Karen W. Chung. Edgar A. Kobos. Shalia Danielle Dancy. Andrea Angelica Della Piedra. Shana Asanka de Silva. Bernadette Tumaneng Deswasido. Melanie Dipp. Melissa Brianne Dragoo. Thomas J. Frick. Amanda Christine Furman. Lourdes Garcia. Oliver Patrick Gertzke. Alicia Marie Goss. Andrew Martin Groney. Ingrid Regina Holland. Scott Philip Heiss. Maureen Hernandez. Yoshiaki Hida. Nancy Wang. Erniwati Karatiwanata. Jane Kim. Sumin Kim. Heather Ann Lafko. Wendy Lee. Brian H. Lee. Albert Leon. David C. Lee. Natalie Leon. Judy Leon. Mimi M. Lin. Flavia Loprete. Wendy Mejia. Elizabeth Lynn Moore. Rachel Carrion Obrero. Carla Catherine Olivas. Alexander David Pappas. Sunny Park. Ruth Anna Parks. Komal Somabai Patel. Catherine Ann Plant. Oscar H. Pracoso. Troy and Brianna Pulliam. Holly Satyan Kijwanit. Brandon Daniel Schuster. Minshik Shin. Alicia B. Simpson. Sylvia Soto. Diana Elizabeth Stevens. Molly Megan Struckmeyer. Sarah Young Suh. Hiromi Sugimoto. Jenny Ming-Chen Wu. Angela Tavalioni. Agustin Toledo Jr. Lisa Ann Tran. Antonique Wu. Antonia Wu. Hyun Young Yoon. Michael Wynn. Bowan Yoon.
Thank you. Audience, please join me in congratulating the Collins School of Hospitality Management's class of 2002. Please be seated. Graduates, all of you owe a debt of gratitude to parents, husbands, wives, and other significant family members who have encouraged you and in many cases sacrificed for you to earn a degree. We salute them and ask that the parents and family members all please stand for a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. Today's commencement ceremony has been organized and orchestrated by a great team of faculty, staff, and students. Please join me in recognizing those individuals who contributed time, energy, and enthusiasm and made this event a reality, particularly Leticia Llamas. On behalf of the faculty, staff, Board of Advisors of the Collins School, I extend to the class of 2002 our heartiest congratulations on your graduation from this fine university. Earning a degree from the Collins School is a significant achievement and will be an important milestone as you begin your career in the global hospitality industry. You can be proud to be a graduate of California's first, largest, and best-regarded hospitality management program. And you can be assured that the Collins School will, with the continued support of partners and the reputation of alumni like you, reach our goal of becoming the premier hospitality management program in North America. For the past few years, the Collins School has been ranked as the 10th best undergraduate hospitality management program in the country. I'm pleased to announce that we have just been informed Then in the new rankings about to be released, the Collins School is now the #3 hospitality program. And that ranking is based on everything about the Collins School, the board, the students, the faculty, the staff, and the students. It was a team effort, and we're very proud of that. You can now say you graduated from one of the top 3 programs in the United States. It's been my pleasure to preside over the 2002 commencement for the Collins School of Hospitality Management. Together, the students, faculty, staff, and members of our board have created the momentum that has launched the school into a new era. We will only get better. So I invite you to join the Collins School Alumni Association to maintain your ties to the school and the university. Best wishes to all of you for successful and rewarding careers. And may your career be everything that you want it to be. At this time, I'd like to ask the audience to please remain seated during the recessional. At its conclusion, all of our graduates, faculty, staff, as well as families and friends are invited to join me, our distinguished guests, for a reception on the patio behind Building 1. Building 1 is right at the back of this plot of lawn, and there will be students who will help you find your way. If you need elevator, the elevator is through the first floor, and they can assist you with that. Thank you very much for being with us today.